What's up, guys? It's Drifts and Lifts here. Alright, so it's been a couple days now since I've released a video, so I apologize for that. So some big things happening in the Drifts and Lifts world. I guess first I'll start out with I wanted to show you guys the rims that I got on my truck here on the Cummins. So you guys remember the old rims that I had. Those were 16 by 8. I think they're 0 offset. You know, they're decent looking, but not quite the look I was going for. A little bit too modern. I want this truck to look like an old school performance truck, per se. So I found these on Craigslist. Got a wicked deal on them, $100 for all 4, with no tires. So as you guys can see, these are like, they actually stick out like right to the fenders. It's basically like a flush fitment in that sense. These are 16.5 inch wheels, so pretty old style actually. They don't really use 16.5 inch wheels anymore. That was kind of a thing during the 80s and early 90s, but it's pretty hard to find them now. I got these off Craigslist, so they are 16.5 by 9.75. So it's almost 2 inches wider than my other rims that I had, and the offset is quite a bit lower. I'm not too sure the exact offset on them, but I think they look like about like -15, -20, maybe even a little more. Tough to say. But yeah, so the chrome was in decent shape on the lips. I hope I'm not boring you guys with this truck talk, but I'm actually really stoked about this. So figured I'd just start off the video by showing you guys this. But yeah, the chrome was in good shape, so I figured the faces were pretty gross. So I just painted them red. It's not the greatest job, as you can see. There's some gross like wrinkle in them. I didn't take too much time on them, but yeah, so I think the whole kind of look of the truck is going pretty damn good. It's got kind of the old school flair that I'm looking for. Go along with the stack, single cab, 5-speed. This truck is just like pretty much my dream truck. So I don't think I'll ever be able to get rid of this. If I do, help me, because I'm in some crazy financial crisis, and I would have needed the money really bad, because yeah, there's not going to be a lot of things that will make me get rid of this truck. It's incredible for a daily driver. If you guys are interested in, you know, you're looking for a diesel truck to get, the fuel economy that I've been getting out of this Cummins has been outrageous. I drove to Seattle and back from here, so that's a 3.5 hour drive. It's, what was it, like total trip like 600 kilometers, and I just burnt through like half a tank of gas, man. This thing gets like consistently 1,000 kilometers to a tank, even more. When I'm towing, I got 1,000 kilometers to a tank. So if you're looking for a diesel truck to get, I would definitely look into a first-gen Cummins. Yeah, I can't say enough good things about this truck, man. It's like, it's been awesome. Tons of fun to drive, super easy to modify, that kind of thing. But yeah, so these wheels are good. I have a clutch kit I got to put in still. I've been procrastinating on that because the weather's been pretty lame and I don't have a garage to do it in. But yeah, so it's coming along pretty good. I'm stoked on it. I actually went and got a Volvo for my buddy John the other day. I drove like 3 hours and this thing towed it home, mint. No worries there. So yeah, the Cummins is good. I got a lowering kit coming in for it, for the rear. That'll kind of match the rake that it's got going on. It's got a bit of like a drag style rake. The front is lower than the rear. So that shackle, it's a lowering shackle off Amazon. I got it. It's going to be 2 inches lower in the rear, and it should level it out pretty nicely with the front. Anyways, guys, I'm pretty stoked about that. So why I'm making this video? Well, first of all, I need some content to throw up, but I want to let you guys know that I sold Goldie. So don't want you all to be too upset. Bigger, better things to come. I really need to free up a bit of cash for the Lawrence build. So I've been in contact with my good friend Dennis Blom from Sweden. So Dennis is the guy, if you guys don't know him. He built the head, the 531, the ported head that I have on Miss Huff. Dennis is the guy who built that for me. So big shout out to Dennis. If you guys need to get in contact with him, if you guys want him to build some stuff for you, I find him on Facebook, Dennis, DENNISBLOM. You should be able to get in contact with him there. The guy's super rad. Dennis is a guru when it comes to red block building and all other motor stuff. That's what he's been doing for a long time. So I got in contact with Dennis, and we're thinking of putting together a big Volvo tuning care package for me. I'm going to drop quite a bit of money on this. It's going to be all the parts necessary to build like a 400 wheel horsepower Volvo. And because I want to pay homage to kind of the motors that, like, you know, they got me through all this. They've been so good to me. The Volvo Red Block 8 valve. I'm going to keep it Volvo Purity, and I'm going to keep it an 8 valve red block motor. It's just going to have a massive turbo on it. It's going to be run by a standalone ECU, and the transmission that we're going to be running, Dennis is going to piece together a BMW ZF swap. So in Sweden, I guess that's the really common thing to do. BMW ZF, and then they make a jig, they weld it to the red block bell housing, and make it all work. So those trannies will hold basically as much power you want to throw at them. They shouldn't give you any problems like that. When we're talking M46, M47, that is definitely not the case. Those things blow up pretty damn easy, as you guys have seen in my channel. So yeah, my good friend Mike, he bought Goldie. You know, I got fair money for it, but that car, I did a lot of stuff too. So I think we came out with a pretty even, fair price for the thing. I'm not going to tell you what that is, but you know, you can take a guess. But yeah, so what else to come? Sorry, I'm blanking out here, guys. Yeah, so Lawrence, this car is going to be the next build. So actually right now, I technically don't have a Volvo insured on the road to drive. So the channel may be a little bit slow for a bit here, guys. I'm gonna try to, like, you know, keep it interesting. We got Turbo Scott's car to mess with, and I might, you know what, it's gonna take a little while for all the parts to come over, and Dennis has got a bunch of parts he's gotta, like, get together. He's got to find a shipping company, so it's going to take a while. I think my best bet right now, if we pop the hood on Lawrence here, as you guys saw from that other video, I did a compression test, so we know that this motor is good compression, and you know, you won't have a problem running it the way it is. And as you know, it needs a turbo. So I have a bunch of turbos up on the shelf there, and like I said before, I think I'm just going to go ahead and swap just like a turbo replacement. I might just, you know, to be honest, I might just throw a 13C on it, just to get this car going and on the road and drivable. Then I can, like, you know, put cool wheels on it and lower it a bit and make it look cool, kind of how I want it. So I think that's the nearest plan for the future. I think I'm going to throw a turbo on it and get the car running. And then, you know, once we kind of figure out some fundage and get Dennis to send all those parts, then it's going to be straight to the grind, and I'm going to be building this thing. So I do still need to find a squirter block. I don't have one here. This block over here is a 1991, so that doesn't have the squirters in it. I really want to find a squirter block just because that's your best bet when it comes to building a high horsepower red block. Piston oil squirters will help with detonation, because they're essentially keeping your pistons cooler, and a really hot piston is going to be more likely to detonate the air fuel mixture, right? So when you're building the good red block, it's always good to start with a oil squirter motor. So I'm going to try to find one of those. That's going to be the goal. Dennis is going to be sending me bigger rods, so H-beam rods. Those are like indestructible rods. If you bend one of those, you got some big tuning problems. We're going to be running, I think I'm going to go with the stock 90 manifold, and then we're just going to port it out to fit like a T3 flange. Then I'm probably going to run a GT30 turbo, maybe a GT35, but that may be a little bit too big. I think a GT30 should be a nice size for kind of the horsepower goals that I'm aiming for. I'd like to see 400 wheel horsepower out of an NA red block, or sorry, an 8 valve red block. That would be optimal. So Dennis is going to have the ported head, the BMW ZF trans. He's going to give me the rods, forged pistons as well, and I'm going to get that turbo. Probably get him to do get a hold of a really aggressive camshaft for me. I'm not going to go for fuel economy or anything but a lot of power. Even if the turbo is like really laggy, no worries. I just want to like, you know, wait a little bit, it'll lag, and then I just want to like rock it down the road. Blah da 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 da. You know what I'm saying? Built pretty just basic cars to have fun in, not like a serious build. But I think this is going to be the time where I actually do the serious build that I've been like planning on this whole time. Wouldn't it just be cool to pull up beside like, you know, a Corvette and just like wax them on the highway? That'd be pretty damn cool in like a boxy old Volvo 740. Still going to look cool, but to most people these cars aren't exactly, you know, amazing new school performance cars per se. So yeah, I think that's basically it, guys. I'm going to try to keep it interesting for you. So let me know in the comments what you guys want to see. I know wrenching videos I'm going to be doing of the whole build. Lots of wrenching videos. So yeah, like I said, everything I do to this car, I'm going to be filming. So, you know, make a bunch of little episodes of that. I'll make an episode of the, you know, the turbo swap when I do that. I'll try to put out content for you guys, keep it interesting, that kind of thing. So, you know, the weather's getting kind of shitty now. Drift season's pretty much over, but, you know, we still want to go out to that cool spot that we found, the train yard. If you guys haven't seen that video yet, definitely make sure to check that out. That was like one of the coolest videos I've put out in a while, in my opinion. Yeah, so, I mean, you know, we'll keep it interesting. That's all I got to say. So, I think that's a wrap up of the video, guys. Make sure to check out the Drifts and Lifts store. So the link to that is in the description of this video if you guys want your Drift, Volvo Drift beer merchandise. Let me know if you guys want to see a merchandise and t-shirt design of Lawrence. Once I get it going, we'll probably put a new t-shirt design out for that. We'll probably keep a Volvo Drift beer shirt for it, but I think it's about time we maybe make like a new design. Let me know in the comments of something you guys maybe want to see for a design as far as, you know, merchandise goes and stuff like that. So yeah, I think we'll end it there. Like and subscribe for vegan Volvo hipsters. Peace out, guys.